Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I'm Taylor. I'm a stay-at-home wife and mom, and I share What's for Dinner videos like this every Monday to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and give you some new meal ideas. This week's meals are pretty simple and family favorites because we were easing back into cooking as we came home from our Georgia vacation, so I kept things pretty simple this week. So as always, any recipes that I mentioned will be linked in the description box down below. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. We are starting off with Saturday this week because Friday we were still coming home from our vacation and we had Panda Express in a hotel room. So Saturday we came home and then went grocery shopping, got some easy meals, and the first one we had was tuna mac and cheese. This is literally just 2 boxes of mac and cheese from Aldi, the kind with the Velveeta sauce packet, and then 3 cans of tuna, I think, and then some green beans on the side. Super simple, super easy, and we really enjoy it. Sunday night we had burgers. If you saw the grocery haul last week, you saw we went to Sam's Club and got some pre-portioned out burgers. There was 8 in the pack and I ended up cooking all 8 of them on my Cuisinart griddler. Like cooking them on the grill, they get grill marks and everything. And then we had enough for dinner and then leftovers for everybody to have for lunch. Then we had all the toppings: lettuce, tomato, cheese, pickles, mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup. We had 4 different kinds of chips. We were trying salt and vinegar chips that we had bought in Illinois and never ate. And then these honey barbecue chips from Aldi. They're very sweet, but they were kind of good. And then some Great Lakes chips that I got in the Woodman's Haul. They were pretty good as well. Very, very flavorful. I don't know if I would want a whole bag of them because they have a lot of seasoning on them. This was one of the first meals that my family requested when we were making the meal plan for this week. We had to have Cowboy Caviar. It felt like it had been way too long with us being on vacation. So I made a big bowl of Cowboy Caviar, and of course we had it 2 nights. I also made cilantro lime rice in the Instant Pot. And so the first night I marinated some steak. We had steak bowls with the Cowboy Caviar, and then the next night we had basically the same thing. I always make enough Cowboy Caviar because it makes a huge bowl, just the regular recipe. And then I make enough cilantro lime rice for us to have it 2 nights. And Andy even eats this as leftovers 2 times as well. It's a lot of food. But we had it the second night with the chili lime chicken skewers from Aldi. I made them in the air fryer this time. Sometimes I make them on my Cuisinart griddler. It just depends on what's clean and what I feel like using to cook. And yeah, this is definitely a family favorite. It's probably going to slow down here for a while though with the fall and winter coming. It's definitely more of a summery kind of meal. And I am looking forward to warm soup and stuff. I can't wait for it to get cool. Wednesday we had Copycat Taco Bell Crunchwraps. These are actually pretty easy to do at home. So I'm starting off by browning some ground beef. I'm going to season that with taco seasoning. And then I'm heating up a can of black beans with some taco seasoning to have on the side. And then in another pot, I'm heating up our nacho cheese sauce. I buy the giant can of this at Sam's Club, and then I portion it out into quart-size freezer bags and freeze it, and then I can just pull one out and thaw it when I need it. It reheats really well. And then we've got all the other things we need for our Crunchwraps. We've got the extra large burrito size tortillas. We've got Taco Bell sauce. We've got tostadas. I've got some smaller tortillas too, but if you don't have that, you could just rip one of the big burrito ones and use that to cover, because you'll see it does not fold over this really well. We've got tomatoes and sour cream, and then we've got a chunky salsa and a regular salsa. And then everybody can customize this to their liking, but I'm going to show me making it the regular way. This is how me and Andy have it. You do ground beef and then some of the nacho cheese sauce, and then you put on your tostada, and I like to spread a thin layer of the sour cream on the tostada. That is not the way Taco Bell does it. If you know, you know. Sometimes you just get a glob of sour cream, in your Crunchwraps and your burritos. I hate globs of warm sour cream. It is so bad that sometimes we just get no sour cream when we go to Taco Bell. But yeah, so I do a thin layer of sour cream on the tostada, lettuce, tomato, and then Andy wanted the chunky salsa and Taco Bell sauce and the regular salsa, so lots of salsa on his. And then you top it with the smaller tortilla or a piece of a rib tortilla, and then you fold the large tortilla around it. And then you're going to want to put it on a frying pan and put it seam side down first to get that side browned and help it stay closed. And then you flip it over to the other side. I was having issues with mine not wanting to stay closed, so I had to press them down with a plate to really get them sealed. And then we just had our black beans on the side. And of course, like I said, everybody can kind of customize it to their liking. So, of course, Lily did no lettuce and Elijah did no tomato, but he did do some salsa. Not the really chunky one, though, just the regular salsa. And yeah, I love recreating like your favorite fast food meals at home. It's always more delicious. This next recipe is for like an easy oven baked chicken parm with like no breading. Like, you don't have to bread the chicken. It still tastes like chicken parm, not as crispy, of course, but it's still pretty good. And I've made this so many times I don't even need a recipe. Starting off here with 2 chicken breasts that I have sliced in half horizontally and made thin. I've got them in a casserole dish, and I'm seasoning them all over with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning. And then once I've got those seasoned up, I'm going to spread on a thin layer of some marinara sauce. And then in a separate bowl, I am mixing together some grated Parmesan cheese and some panko breadcrumbs. You can really do whatever breadcrumbs you want, but panko is what I had on hand. And these were unseasoned, but if you do have Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, you can use that, because I'm going to add some garlic powder and Italian seasoning to the breadcrumb mixture, and then I'm going to spread this all over the top of the casserole. Then this is going to go in the oven on 375 degrees for 35 minutes, and at the end of the 35 minutes, you're just going to want to check the internal temperature and make sure that your chicken is cooked all the way through. It's going to get nice and browned and crispy on top. And then to go with this, I just cooked up some spaghetti pasta on the stovetop and also warmed up the rest of that jar of marinara sauce. And then I made some broccoli in the microwave. I steamed that, tossed it in some garlic butter and with some Parmesan cheese. And it was quick and easy. I really like this recipe because it is so quick and easy and it's pretty delicious. And Elijah always wants chicken parm, but I never really feel like actually making an actual chicken parm and like doing the breading and stuff. That is like one of the things that I love the taste of, but hate making. All right, now it's time for our weekly member shout outs. So I wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you that has become a channel member. It really means a lot to me to know that you guys are supporting me in an additional way. And it really does just means a lot. And it makes me so happy to know that you guys choose to do that. And if you don't know, you can become a channel member down below next to my name and the subscribe button. You should see a join button. If you don't, just go over to like your browser like Google Chrome or Safari or whatever and go to YouTube there and log in, and you should see the join button. You get a couple little perks for being a channel member, like the emojis that you see on the screen and some extra like posts on the community tab and just some other little things like that. So check that out if you are interested. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up and let me know down below if you plan on trying any of the meals that I mentioned this week. And make sure you leave me a smiley face emoji down there as well to let me know that you made it here to the end. I hope you'll have a great week, and I will see y'all on Wednesday with the grocery haul. Bye!